Hello and welcome back to another quick live stream. So, I don't know why I say that, because there's probably no one watching anyway, but all the same, last night when I was doing one, people were saying, well, I can play Sensible Soccer on the Mega Drive, and the Mega Drive doesn't usually work unless you use this particular SCART lead, and then it'll work my capture setup. So I've plugged it in, and I've set up a Booby League, custom Sensible Soccer League here, and I've chosen my team of choice, Flower Power. Don't know why, because that was the team I chose out of the 8 that are available in this particular mode, and we'll sort of see how we fare. So, facing off against Delicatessence in the first round. There's been numerous signings during the transfer window, so there's quite a few new players out here for Flower Power, including the infamous Morning Glory, £30 million signing from Real Madrid, and it'll be interesting to see how he performs. Obviously coming new into the team is Cowslip as well as Rhododendron. A great player was up there for Celtic, but a deal's been done. A bit of a transfer for one of Flower Power's players, as well as a cash bundle in a brown paper bag, and it's great to see Rhododendron here at the club. So we've all seen what the manager's had to say in the press conference before the game, so it's time to switch to the action and see if it's all talk or if there's actually going to be some incredible play. So all eyes on the Morning Glory, of course. So today they're playing in the traditional yellow and green clothes. Delicatessence off to a bad start defensively, but Flower Power certainly seem to know what they're doing, and that almost looks to me like that could be a penalty kick. And here we go in the opening 5 minutes, and it's straight in. The keeper, he was fooled instantly, and you could see why the player is in such demand. Absolutely incredible performance there from Rose, a great asset to the Flower Power team. I mean, a lot of people thought bad of his £25 million price tag at the time, but as you can see, penalty kicks being his forte. So impressive start here. Delicatessence still a lot to prove, and it looks like the team has got some sort of issues at the back there. I can see the players are screaming at each other. Everyone's trying to take the blame. But I think they just need to sort of slow down and regroup, because that's the new boy Glory, and they said he was a threat beforehand. The coverage beforehand, they did mention that he was a big threat, the Morning Glory, but he's done well for Flower Power. And it's almost like they're just playing the ball around, keeping the possession, and this is incredible. I mean, it's almost embarrassing, and how he's hit that over, unbelievable. I think it's probably, pre-match nerves there from Morning Glory, because he was in League 2 prior to this debut here. It's certainly proven he's in with the big boys, and it looks like Delicatessence are in for a yellow card there. So could he go for a shot? He's just gone straight into the defence. Absolutely little chance of that going in. Delicatessence, and the keeper's been caught out. What's the story? Well, he really could have done without that. It seemed like they were all over. It looks like Delicatessence could play them way back into this game. Patissa is at their finest. That's a great blockage from the defence there. What's going on? The keeper's calling for it. And there we go, going into half time. It's 2-1. Cheddar scoring in the 32nd. He's a great signing. Away from Newcastle United. Some people say he's a bit too old to be playing in the game now, but at 48 years old, he's still performing well. And that is incredible. It slipped in like nobody's business into the bottom right-hand corner. Bad times ahead for Flower Power. Sort of expected better, considering their uprising from the league below. Just last season, look at the money that's been put into the team. It's been considerable. Defensively at ones and twos. There has been some trouble in the Flower Power camp. A number of players went off to a Greek island, got a little bit carried away. And there has been some legal matters, but the club sort of overlooked that and kept the players in the team. There's talk of Albanian drug dealers. So far it's just rumours in the Sun newspaper. Flower Power, they're sort of used to being heavily featured in the media. You've probably seen them on the front page. And an absolutely cracking goal there, which clearly illustrates why they are such a force to be reckoned with. In this sensible soccer mini league. But has the world wondering, because the crowds, because of COVID-19, are unable to come into the stadium. So it's been a difficult time for some of these teams. But luckily they're back out there playing. And that was certainly an interesting incident there. I think I'll go for the shot. It's going to go for over the wall, and I don't know what he was thinking. Terrible play. Certainly that was not what's been practiced in training. It looks like a home goal almost there. Passing back to the keeper, desperate times. It's a high goal, a thrill scoring game so far. Number 11, Morning Glory. He walks his way forward. I think it's all over. Slightly off to the side after that dubious penalty in the first 5 minutes of the game. So there we go, opening game of the season. And Flower Power winning 3-2. Cheddar scoring twice for Delicatessens, but of course Rose with the penalty early on, as well as the late goal, and then Glory in the 13th minute. It's seen 3 points for Flower Power. I'm pausing all over the place. Horatio has cursed that Barry McGurney. Oh, he's a terror. Yeah, I'm glad that we got rid of him, to be honest, at Flower Power. I'm glad that we signed him to Portsmouth Town. $22 million in the right place. Now we'll see who's playing now. Spice Rack and Nicknames Town. This could be devastating. 1-1. Yeah, that was $14.99 on Sky Box Office. Paid for it, but didn't watch it. Big Man and Close City 2-1. Flower Power strangely at the top of the league. Delicatessens only managing a draw against the Sweets. Oh no. So is 4-4-2 working for the team? It's hard to tell. Should we play a 3-5-2? Go more attacking. I think it could be a feature. Bring out number 4, Snapdragon. I'm thinking of premiering in Pansy. He's sort of an unknown player. He was on a free transfer from Norwich City. So yeah, pleased to see him in the team. Of course, it's the Booby League. You'd probably subscribe on Sky Box Office. So bad spellings. These are sort of the arch rivals. This is sort of the derby, the local derby. So yeah, there's a bit of bad blood here, to be honest. The Canaries, they like to call themselves the Flower Powers versus bad spellings. Yeah, there's been a lot of words spoken between these two teams, and lots of it grammatically incorrect. Yeah. So there we go. I mean, you can see straight away. Sticking a full stop on that. Oh, number 11, Morning Glory. That is not what we've seen on the training ground this week. If you've watched any of the club's preview videos. Now you might have seen the manager talking in the press conference before this about playing a more pressing game, sort of putting more pressure on the opponents. It feels that the team really haven't been playing to their full potential despite their recent good form. But he wasn't happy about the 2 goals that went against him versus Delicatessence, and he's keen to keep a clean sheet in this game. So we'll see how it fares. A long shot there for Morning Glory. Rose in the 4th minute, scoring an absolutely brilliant goal. One of the finest seen in the history of Britain. Oh! Now, I don't know what was going on there. We've conceded the corner, but I somehow feel that it saved a goal going in. Open goal mouth, number 4, number 3, a great defender. Oh, why did he not pass it? You could see the centre forward there just screaming for the ball. And another wide shot. I mean, I think if anything's to be said, is that Flower Power really need to practice their shooting. Because, oh! A goal-mouth scramble. I think there was a bit of miscommunication there between the goalkeeper and the defender. It seemed like everyone was going for the ball. And there we go, Rose, the scorer of the goal, and he just seemed reluctant to put any after-touch on the ball there, which was disappointing to see, to be honest. Oh my, he's put it in, it was an open goal mouth, and there we go, I think that's his second for Rose. Finally a breakthrough for Flower Power. Matt says, hello, still a great football game. Well, Rose in the 42nd has certainly illustrated that, but we don't need to concede here late on in the first half. That would be devastating to the morale of the team. As the manager said in the press conference beforehand, he didn't want to concede any goals in this game. So far a clean sheet for Flower Power. Bad spelling, a well-regarded team, obviously in the local derby. There has been some trouble with some fans outside of the stadium actually, which was disappointing to see because obviously of the COVID-19 regulations, they were supposed to be staying at home. Yeah, there was a group of elderly fans that caused quite a commotion outside, and I'm getting reported now that goal has shook the stadium. The police are struggling to cope. Yep, numerous wheelchairs have assembled, and it's proven quite difficult for them to actually get around the car park. So obviously it's quite a small ground here at Flower Power, recently coming up from the league below. Proven himself formidable in this league, topping it. Early on, of course, many games to play. As the manager has said, he's just asking for the best of the players at the moment. He's not, he's trying to rein in the expectations, although there's quite a lot of pressure on the team currently. No, where is AD Sneak Freak? Because I want to ask him what's going on. Is he actually moving house, or is he selling all his stuff? It's the only way I know I watched his video. Oh my word! Well, that was horrendous. Rose really propping up the team, rising above. The true petal, and hitting the post at number 8. Well, actually one of the training managers here, Paul Scholes, has been teaching number 8, and you can see there, absolute devastation. Cowslip, the new boy, recently in. Now he's played for the youth team, he's actually a grassroots player here at Flower Power. Yeah, he's rose from the top, grassroots player. He's very down to earth. Oh man. Yeah, it's very down to earth. Yeah, some people say he's a little bit green, but yeah, he's really proven himself for the club. And his mum and dad very proud. They run a market stall in the local town. Yeah, they sell a lot of fruit and veg. Yeah, Flower Power really dominating this game currently. Defensively, with only 3 players at the back, it does seem to be very attack-centric. And there we go. Well, they've done what the manager's asked them to do, and and that is not conceded goal, and it's 4 goals to 0 here. Flower Power dominating bad spelling. It's a route, there's probably a right outside. Too many Zimmer frames for the right police to get through. There's troubles aboard. Let's see where that leads us here in the league. So, amazing games there. Close City, a close fought game against Spice Rack. Narrowly avoiding just defeat. Keeping it to 0-0. Yep, he rose to the occasion. That was actually the headline in the paper the next day after that game. I remember seeing it and I was very pleased to read it. Nicknames Town versus the Big Band. Lot of trouble there. Police struggling. The rule of 6 completely avoided there at Nicknames Towns versus the Big Battle. Looking for CCTV footage. If you've seen anything that may seem untowards, please report in. There'll be a number come across the screen right now. Just phone into there and inform the local police what's happened. So the Sweets versus Flower Power, and this is definitely a tough game. The Sweets in second place there, scoring 2 points, 2 draws. Some people say they're a very defensive team, so we'll see what the manager has to say at the press conference, and then hopefully we'll get to see the game next week. Now. Is that the best way for Flower Power to play? Some doubt it, but with a 4-0 win in the last game, the manager has decided to keep exactly the same formation and players on the team. One of these stats that Sky Sports have picked up about Flower Power is that they have not received any yellow or red cards so far during this season. So in terms of behavioural discipline, they are amongst one of the highest ranked teams in the world, and that includes the NFL and NHL as well. So yes, impressive stuff. Now Flower Power playing in their away team. The away team colours they're green. That's the first time we've seen this season. There was a lot of controversy amongst the fans. They weren't happy to be wearing green. They sort of felt that there was some sort of discrimination about the name. But I think as the season's gone on, and as more and more sort of celebrities have wore it, it's become more accepted in the community. So unfortunately, a goal's gone in there from a team that has managed 2 draws. So I think there's been a lot of talk there because they've had problems with injuries actually. This is the first time they've fielded the full team. And there seems to be a little bit of fire in the belly of the Sweets. Drop. His brother, Sherbet Dip, also one of the main players for the team. But yeah, he's been out with a calf injury. But, as you can see, it looks like the physiotherapy department there really has done a cracking job on that. Corner for Flower Power. Is anyone there? Just no one. There wasn't a diving header to be seen. Number 10 playing it well. Number 8, number 11 straight into the keeper's hands. And Morning Glory. Life's a different story now. 3 games in. And that looks like a card's going to be presented. There's a yellow card there. He'll certainly have to behave himself for the rest of this game. And of course, if he gets another card, he could be out for a subsequent game as well. So Mark Bolan had a massive hit in September 1977, just before I was born. Never heard of it. What's it go like? Just before I was born. Bet it was something like that. Oh, it's a long shot. Number 10. Why didn't he go for the volley? Looking for a teammate. There was no one to be seen. It just goes to show how things can change. This team were nowhere on the map prior to this match. And I just feel like a formation change would probably be the best thing here because they've left themselves wide open. Flower Power. The manager is screaming at the players. Into the tree. Well, it looks like the ball's been hit into the tree and it's half time. And I wouldn't like to be a fly in the dressing room with what's going to be spoken there. Flower Power disappointingly 1-0 down from the Sweets. They've come away all the way over to the Sweets stadium, and you know, it's been a long trip out. Some people say it's too far. They're talking about splitting up these leagues. They're saying there's too many teams in the leagues and they should probably sort of narrow it down a little bit and get rid of some of them because of the excessive amounts of travel. But, you know, Flower Power, they're not sort of team looking for excuses. They're just looking to put a ball in the back of the net. So it'll come. Patience is a virtue. And there we go. Morning glory. Now he has been linked with several rock and roll bands, but so far it's just proving to be rumours, and that's a foul. And I would be surprised if VAR wasn't going to look into that, because that could be a penalty kick. And everyone's let that go off the goal. Terrible. Oh, of course, the first team keeper for Flower Power. Still out of contention, but that does not stop. That does not stop. What's his name? Rose. And he is a goal scoring legend here at Flower Power. Probably a Hall of Famer. 15 years playing for the club. Man and boy. Glory really looking to try and put himself in for the golden boot, because Rose is sort of pulling it away. When it comes to goals, Flower Power are the highest scoring in the league, so that is not up for debate. So I've been involved in some exciting matches so far. The only team statistically not to end the game in a draw, which is interesting. They've certainly started off very strong. I think the manager has said nothing else other than that is how they really want the league to play out. And so far they're sort of doing what he's saying. A great goal there, kept his composure. The keeper was there, applying the pressure, but the ball went straight in. And of course Rose, a man who will place a penalty. Never to miss a penalty kick in this league so far. He's only taken one, but it went in, so that counts. Applying pressure, Flower Power, early on, and it's people are sort of saying what will happen when they go into Europe, because really the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona, you know, how will they fare? What would the money mean to them? Where will the club go to? It's interesting times ahead, and it's great to be a Flower Power fan, to be honest. You seeing goals like that, Rose and Glory, just an incredible combination of players. Sort of your modern day Laurel and Hardy, but sort of on a football field. It's fascinating to see them. And even with the bright lights of London, they're still able to put in a solid performance. So there we go. Is that full time? It's full time, but Flower Power could have played for another 90 minutes. 4-1 against the Sweets. It looked dubious to begin with, but in the end it was easy work. Top in the league, 9 points. Played 3, won 3. 4th, 11. 3 against. I mean, let's see how Spice Rat versus Bad Spellings. Remember the bad game that I had against Bad Spellings? 1-1. Nickname Town versus Delicatessens. 1-1. Close City versus the Sweets. 1-0 to the Sweets. Bad Spelling Big Band. 1-1. Delicatessen Spice Rack. It's Flower Power versus someone. And I think it's best to stick with its attacking play, to be honest. So, yes, what have we got here? Let's go 4-4-2, bring in some of the players. It'd be nice to see Bluebell come back into the team. Rose has been good. Morning Glory. He's missed quite a lot of opportunities. So I don't know if to play even more attacking. I have to go 4-3-3 and replace number 8 there, Cowslip. No, I want to swap him for number 7. No, for number 6. Rhododendron. Really not done much for the team, to be honest, so I'm going to take him out and bring in Bluebell. There's been a recent swing from Sheffield United. Now we've also got a problem there in defence, number 4. Pansy. I'm going to bring him out and bring in Snapdragon. Now he's coming from the youth team, so he's very keen to play. And it's good to see the manager bringing in new players that are coming through the sort of the grassroots of the game. So it's Nickname Town versus Flower Power. A lot of name calling been going on. And of course, that's just sort of spurred Flower Power on because they won't stand for that sort of thing. Much when they face bad spellings. There's a lot of bad language going around. You know, slightly misspelt. Grammatical errors, and you know, it just sort of spurred the team on, so it'd be interesting to see what they can do here. Now apparently they've been practicing set pieces, as the manager said in the press conference, so we'll just have to see what's going on. Now only missing the goal hitting the post. There's just players everywhere, and I just think the goalkeeper was overwhelmed, to be honest. I don't think the goalkeeper could cope. There was too much pressure. There was at least 15 players offside. It just made it difficult for Nickname Town. There's been a lot, as I say, there's been a lot of name calling, and that's almost a home goal there for Nickname Town. And compared to what they've been saying, sort of, you know, calling people like Tinky Winky and Willy Wonky and all the rest of it, whatever sort of things they come up with, trying to sort of off-put Flower Power. They've stuck to the game. They've stayed to the grassroots. You know, they've been down to earth. You know, they've come out when the sun's out and all the rest of it, and they've just played some great football this season. It's just been a pleasure to watch them, to be honest. Even as a fan, it's just been great seeing them in action. And as I say, playing the short kick there, and that's gone straight out. He's a great player there, number 9 there, comes straight from a Jamaican team, unknown, but certainly proving his mettle here in this league. And the goalkeeper from Nickname Town, strangely, you have to give him Tottenham Hotspur. The league below this, of course. Oh! And that has been a problem, I think, this season for some of the players at Flower Power. They've just sort of become that used to scoring that when the moments come, they've kind of been missing them recently. So it's good to see them get a bit of form back. Oh, it's a screamer. Well, we'll have to look back at the replay and see who actually scored that. But no, he went for the diving header, but the ball was already in the back of the net. Bluebell, brought in recently for the team. And they thought he wouldn't play again actually after his groin injury. But he's come back there, and it's great to see him with a smile on his face there. He's going to get a great pat on the back from the manager at half time. Fantastic stuff. Well, the players have come back out. There's hardly been time to pour a beer here. Flower Power. They're looking if there's going to be some intervention from the referee. There's problems. He's looking at them. They've managed to get away with that, but I would say that's been lenient on the team's behalf because there seems to be some sort of delay action there, and the referees in this league don't like to see that, to be honest. You know, they like the game to start when the whistle blows, and they like the game to start. They like to see the people kicking the balls, and that's just sort of the way that they want to see things being played. It's a long shot there. There was no one to connect to it, but there was plenty of men in the box. Disappointing for Flower Power. As the manager said, they've been working on the set pieces, but we're yet to see that in this game. I mean, I'm not sure where the communication was there in the defensive regions. Oh, and that was a great goal. What's the story? Morning Glory putting himself well and truly in the legendary status of this club. When it comes to the Golden Boot Award for this season, Morning Glory is well up there. We've got the lead two men in one team, Flower Power. It's Rose and Morning Glory. We've got 9 goals each. Very impressive, 4 games in, and what a screamer! That was unbelievable. Where was the keeper? He didn't even see it. He was blocked in by the defensive line. It's just snuck in the back of the net there. Beautiful. Glory, glory, glory. 4 minutes separated, 2 goals there from the main man. What's the story? Morning Glory. Which has proven difficult actually. Some of the sponsors complained about actually having to put that on the back of his shirt because the lettering is so small that whenever the cameras that you're probably seeing on the game here from Sky Sports, whenever they're sort of zoomed in, it's difficult to get it all in one frame, to be honest, is what I'm trying to say. So, but a great player all the same. And here he goes again. Well defended there. He's certainly a danger man. Here it goes again, and in it slips. Incredible. Wow. What can we say? Hat-trick there for Morning Glory. 82nd minute. And it doesn't look like there's going to be many minutes added to the injury time on this game. And I think for the opposition, they'll kind of be glad when this is over. And again, Morning Glory just put another one in the back of the net. Just the sweet science. Over and over again. And this is why teams in Europe are concerned about Flower Power coming up. Barcelona have already tried buying some of the players. Obviously, Morning Glory, he's signed a 5-year contract, and a £150 million buyout clause. So, there's that to contend with, but already offers in excess of 100 million. But Glory said he wants to stay with the club. He says he's enjoying playing with Flower Power, and he's got full faith in the management and the manager itself. So he just feels that he's becoming a better player while he's staying at Flower Power, which is nice to see. So obviously being a local lad. You getting the new PS5? No, I'm not getting the new PS5. I'm not even getting the old PS5. Leicester on it, 7:45. What time is it? And I've got a stew doing downstairs, so I'll not be on for much longer really. I just thought I'd live stream this, but I might put this live stream public perhaps, because obviously I'm top of the league here. I'm playing on normal, I'm not playing on easy, I'm playing on normal. So I'll probably play this last game and then call it a day. It's time to move Rhododendron back in now, I think. Disappointed to see his absence, especially when Snowdrop's not really been onto form. So talk about bringing Camilla in. We're going to loan him out actually to Norwich City. But there was actually some problems with the timing of that. So there's talk of giving Bluebell a bit of time off. He's not really performed as the club expected. I mean, at his age, they're thinking of putting him in the under-21 squad. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on there. He's just not really coped in the sort of high levels of the Booby League, which are difficult for anyone to sort of adjust to. Because it really is a high level of play. Flower Power versus Spice Rack. There's been a lot talked up about this game. especially with some of the Twitter comments that have been left by the Spice Rack's goalkeeper. Sort of riled up the team somewhat, especially after an incident at the stadium last season. But there we go, the first goal's gone in, and it could be none other than the main man there. Absolutely stupendous. What's the story? Morning glory. You can hear the crowd chanting it. Well, there's actually no crowds, it's just someone controlling a computerised soundtrack because of COVID-19 restrictions. No crowds during sensible soccer matchups. I mean, they're trying to bring it back as best they can. They're looking for extra revenue, whatever they can sort of get out of the game. But it's not really coming in at the moment. Now, you could live stream this game on Sky Sports, but it would be $14.99 just to watch the game. No commentary, just a man with a white stick telling you about a dog. So, really the best you can get is watching this live on YouTube. Now, obviously there are sort of certain legal obligations that you may well or may not will be responsible for. There's certain countries that this shouldn't be viewed in. If you're watching this in Venezuela, probably best to turn it off. And there we go, number 10, Rose. I mean, he's been a formidable opponent all season, and that's 2 of 2 when it comes to penalty kicks. Incredibly straight in the back of the net. Yeah, and really 29 minutes, 2 minutes in now, and they're just sort of walking, and they are just Rose. The confidence of this player is unbelievable. They've not seen anything like this in the league since Ronaldo did a cartwheel. It is stupendous. And it's strange to see the opposition really struggling here because they've done well so far, and obviously they've got a very long history now. There's been a change of ownership at the club, which has caused quite a bit of upset amongst fans. But we're sort of, I think we're sort of moving across that. There's been a recent acquisition by a sort of group in Saudi Arabia that certainly put funds into the club. That's allowed them to buy some of the certainly harder to reach players there, Spice Rack. PS2 and Xbox, that was my last 2 consoles I got so much excitement off. I've got them buzzing. I get so much excitement off them, it's just buzzing. Okay. Well. I really like simple games, I do, because I'm a simple person. I don't like anything that's got more than 3 buttons. If you need to read the instruction manual, it's too much for me. I think eventually I'm just going to go and live in the woods. I'm just going back to simple times. Sensible soccer is complicated enough for me. Obviously, the Mega Drive version, it's a bit watered down compared to the stupendous Amiga version, of course. But it doesn't matter because when I was younger, well, no, I was young. No, it wasn't. Oh my God! When I was young. Hung around people who sort of had a flat, and they had the Amiga version of Sensible Soccer, but they didn't have enough really decent working controllers, so when the Mega Drive version came along, it was an absolute blessing. Because we used to have a lot of massive multiplayer tournaments. Oh, what the hell are Flower Power thinking? 3-0 up, I don't think they need to worry, but really, these chances should be going in. But yeah, we used to play massive multiplayer tournaments. So I used to play it was a Mega Drive, and they actually got the Atari Jaguar and played it on there a lot. The Jaguar version is really cool. It's really cool. Sensible Soccer. So is the Mega CD version, to be fair. Well, yeah, I had to hook up the Mega Drive, especially with a different SCART lead in order to get us to it's a long story. I don't know why it doesn't work the other way. It's annoying. Oh, number 6! They're just queuing up to score. Absolutely brilliant goal there. And Camellia, brand new in for the team, and he's done well in the reserves. He really has. He was out on loan at Newcastle United for a good 6 months, and he scored 9 goals there. I just think he's found the confidence that he didn't have before, and it's great to see him back at Flower Power. It really is. He's certainly showing Spice Rack exactly what they mean and why they are top of the league. It's an incredible story, rags to riches. Flower Power were in League 2 and now they're here in the heady heights of the Booby League, and it's just an incredible story. Now it has been handy that the Saudi Arabian owners have been able to pump so much money into the club. Of course that's helped, but as you see, 5 games in, 15 points. Only 3 goals against, 22 goals for. When it comes to the Golden Boots, Flower Power are heading the league there. Camellia has blossomed indeed. Unbelievable. See him in all his glory. Sweets versus Nickname Town. Again, much talk on Twitter about that one. Delicatessen and Close City. That was actually illegally streamed off Facebook by 4.5 million people. But yeah, at Sky Sports we're not happy about that. But these kind of things do happen. So the big band. Now, there's been a lot of noise about this. A lot of people blowing, a lot of horns. And Flower Power have talked about changing formation back to the 4-4-2 formation of yesteryear, probably bringing out Camellia. She's played well, he's played well. There's talk there. Camellia could well be of a different being there. Now Rose, there's been a groin injury, so he's having to be replaced there, and Camellia taking the front spot there. And there's talk about Rose being replaced by Pansy. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, a little bit of a change around. As the manager said in the press conference before all this, he doesn't see the big band as a threat. He sort of wants to rest some of his players ahead of some of the European fixtures that are coming. And you know, he just sees people like Rose as needing to take a break. Rose currently at 15 goals in 5 matches. Alright, hold on. Scott, Beer Wonder. Evening, mate. Hope you're well. Bit sad, but can't keep calling you mate. Can I ask your name, cheers? Scott. Yes, Darren. I thought you were saying it's a bit sad playing this game. So it's like, well, yeah, it is kind of. It is. Well, I don't know. I like sensible soccer. It's a bit sad playing the games. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's fine. I know, I should have asked that. Last night I was doing the stream, I should have asked. I can't remember his username. It's, I didn't ask what his name was. I'll tell you what is sad is that I'm cooking a stew downstairs even though I'm not down the woods. Still craving a stew, so I'm still cooking the stew. Hopefully the lid hasn't gone over to the pan and it's still like overflowed or something. Would be a good idea to check that, but it's not happened. It's difficult when you're the manager of a team as big as Flower Power. With the sort of supporters we've got, especially during the COVID-19 crisis, it's difficult to find time to actually correctly cook your own dinner. And that's just what you take on as sort of head of global logistics for Flower Power. It's an incredible team. Grassroots level, sort of rose to the top. You know, it's just incredible what they've done. As some people said, they have blossomed. It's very nice to see. It just gives you a little bit of faith in humanity. You think a team like this, they've come from the allotments all the way up to the big leagues. You know, they're able to do it. and with the help of Saudi Arabia and the slave industry, they've been able to buy some of the big name players. Pansy coming in from Marseille. A lot of talk about that. There was a lot more expected, but he went out on loan to Sheffield United, and he just seems to have gained that confidence. Scott says, "Nice one, Darren. I'm assuming this is sensible soccer." Yeah, just the Mega Drive version, though. But you know, one of my players is called Morning Glory. He's in the Flower Power team, so you know he's got to be quite good, surely. Yeah, I'm a massive sensible soccer fan. I used to play it all the time with friends. And the few replay events I've been to and bumped into John Hare, always talking about sensible soccer to him, and I think he quite likes it, even though he didn't develop the Mega Drive game. I think he quite likes it that I'm so fascinated by sensible soccer that I see all the humour in this custom league. That it's just brilliant, honestly. They must have spent so long thinking of all these names for all the players and the teams and that. They must have been laughing their heads off. I should imagine at least a few pints of beer were consumed while thinking of some of these custom teams, because I would have thought it would have been a very fun experience. Now, of course, you can name your own teams and your own players and stuff. I did think about doing a sort of up-to-date Leicester City team for sensible soccer. Maybe I'll do it. You know. Morning Glory, laughing out loud. Exactly. Nothing wrong with stew. Most meals are just deconstructed stews. I just love stews. The sickening thing, the thing I like about stews is that what I do, anyone with any sense would do, is you do it in water for a bit, right, and then get rid of the water mostly, and then you add alcohol. Yeah, and then the stew gets really good. I once did a stew with a whole bottle of red wine and about 2 cans of craft beer. I tell you what, it absolutely obliterated me. It was beautiful. It was so nice, but oh man, it was amazing. I love stew. I do. It's best on a campfire because I'm paying for the gas for this, but just really thought I'm going to do a live stream, but I also want something to eat when football's on. But I can't be asked to have anything that involves sort of any stewardship, so stew was the answer. Like I say, I hope the lid hasn't fell over. Probably should have jammed a spoon in there or something, but I hope it hasn't fell over because that could be an incident. Smoke alarm hasn't gone off yet, so that's sort of what I gauge, you know, like the modern day woman would gauge if there was a problem with the car if the oil light came on. I'm going to gauge if there's a problem with the cooking if the smoke alarm goes off. So, but I do need to go to the toilet soon, so this is probably going to be the last match. Right, I didn't even mean to go on this long. I totally agree, do them in a slow cooker all the time. Yeah, I've got a slow cooker, my mum tried to get me to use it all the time. Probably should have put this meal in the slow cooker. It's just in the cupboard. Oh, the trooper! I was talking about you, saying I need to ask what your name was, because the whole time I just kept responding to you as the trooper. I'm saying that, I regretted not asking your name last night. Pro Evo 4 came quite close. Pro Evo 4 came quite close to Sensible Soccer, wow. Which one was that? Was that the one that was on PS2? Am I on a different planet? Well, I'm not on a different planet, but was it the one that was on PS2? I remember the first one that was on PS2 thinking it was really good at the time. I do remember that. Right, I'm going to have to go and check on this thing pretty quick in case my house is burning down. I'll be back shortly. good news is the house hasn't burned down. And also the good news is that I've put some more beer in the stew, so I've got some more beer. I think it is well cooked, but the thing is, when you're doing what I'm doing, you're just putting like lamb steak in with the stew. You can just cook it forever. It is, best by campfire, but it's still pretty tasty. Also, I'm planning on using it as a bit of a meal tomorrow before I go gym. Dear one, I agree, I was a massive Pro Evo fan too. My real name is Joe. Okay, that's good to know. Nice to meet you, mate. I'll try and remember. But it's an easy name to remember though, I must admit. So that's helpful. Let's have a look here at the forwards here. I'd like to bring Rose back into the team, to be honest. I think he'd been resting enough to bring Camellia out. I didn't look at the specs of the opposition. Close City. Well, I don't think they're much of an opposition. What formation are they playing? Very defensively. I'm going to have to play more attackingly, I think. It's the only way. So I don't think that's right 4-4. I think we'll have to go 4-3-3. Take out Pansy and bring back in Camellia. Sort of the answer, I think, there. Right, wasn't Pro Evo Soccer originally International Superstar Soccer on the SNES? Yeah, that was on the Mega Drive as well, that was. I used to have it, I don't know, I think it was alright, but I used to like Total. What's it called? I always get this mixed up. There was a few decent football games on the Mega Drive, nothing like Central Soccer though. International Superstar Soccer on the SNES, yeah. Longer the better when cooking stew, yeah, definitely. Oh, the last one I had. I was down my mate's woods, it was magical, I tell you. The lamb. When I woke up the next day, I was like, oh, I'll have that tomorrow, but I'd ate most of the lamb, but the lamb. Oh, I've never had meat so good. I swear if we went to a restaurant and spent about 50 quid, it wouldn't have tasted as good. It was pretty nice. Close City, very defensive, playing things tight. They're nicely stitched together. Oh, but they've been undone. They've been undone defensively. And you can see in the keeper's eyes there. He's not happy. He was screaming out to defenders to attack. There just seems to be no man marking. But Rose back in the team and firing once again. Truly the top of his field. He's just come back from 2 weeks in Greece. A little bit of controversy whilst away. A bit of a bad mixing with some Albanian drug dealers and a couple of hookers, but Flower Power and the team have decided to put all that aside, seeing as he scored 2 goals in the first 18 minutes, and now hopefully he's going to be making the headlines for the right reasons. Oh, number 6! Oh, what's happening now? Hold on, something happened beer here. I need to check this out. Crikey, we've done my grocery shopping. 35 quid and free delivery, Iceland. Didn't even have to leave the house and queue up. That's a good idea. I'm not sure about Iceland, but you know, I don't know, so I've not been, so I don't know. New beer range, that's what I like to hear about. New beer range in Sainsbury's, Darren. Just uploading one now, nice. Free row with wander included. Free row or free row? We need a slow cook stew restaurant chain, yeah. They've just got this massive slow cooker where they're just constantly just stirring it. There's someone there like me just pouring in things like brandy and beer and stuff, just saying, this'll all work out, don't worry, yeah. It's a good idea actually, yeah. But yeah, great goal. Pausing on the action there. Flower Power and Rose scored a hat-trick, his first game back after that groin injury. And it's just credit to the actual team there at Flower Power. There's been a lot of investment in the facilities recently. £150 million spent on sort of a new recuperation facility for the players, and it's certainly proven to be worth its weight in gold. A lot of people thought Rose would be out the game for 6 months, but it literally happened to be 2 matches. And there we go, an own goal. And it just seems to have gone to pot here, Close City, when facing the almighty Flower Power. As I say, a lot of teams such as Barcelona, Inter Milan, Liverpool are fearing playing Flower Power when they go to the European League, which seems to be obvious now that they will be qualifying for that coming next year. Oh, and there we go. Was that a header? Was that a volley? Was that an act of God? Difficult to tell, even on the replay. But somehow the ball went in the back of the net. And they're almost queuing up to play here. And it's Rose with 4th goal. He just seems to have a point to prove. I think after the local accusations after that incident on the Greek island, he just felt the need to get himself in the headlines for the right reasons. And 4 goals here will certainly see him front page in tomorrow's tabloid papers. 4s with the own goal, probably forgiven. Sort of a missed kick, but a disappointing result there for Close City. It's definitely a thorny issue on the inclusion of Rose, exactly. Some people have said it's sort of sharp, but it's, you know, it's easy to forget that some of these players, you know, their agents have got a lot to answer for. Where's the protection? They've sort of been left to their own devices there on a Greek island with a load of Albanian drug dealers, and it's ended in absolute chaos. Obviously the legal proceedings have now happened. We can't actually comment on that, but as far as we're aware, fines have been paid, and it's just onwards and upwards really. And, you know, hopefully something Rose can put behind him. Of course, his wife Petal, a little bit distraught. She wasn't actually there. But it's typical for these footballers to sort of garner sort of attention. Some sort of Icelandic, Swedish supermodels sort of texting them via Instagram. And yeah, it's been disappointing, but hopefully not to be repeated. Oh, and another one from the corner. That was a great set piece. Everyone sort of diving, pretending they'd got the ball. And then the main man put it in himself. An incredible play. Good to see. Dungarees with an own goal. Embarrassing to see. It's very rare to see 2 own goals. If we look back through the statistics here, in the Booby League, that's the first time there's been 2 own goals in one game since 1942. So, yeah, certainly a bad day for Close City, who seemed so confident in the press conference ahead of this game. But the reserve keeper has certainly proven why he was not the first choice. And, yet to really have any effort on goal. Flower Power, 88% possession during this game. Unbelievable. Now, of course, this is one of the games that isn't under VAR due to various implications at the actual stadium of Close City. Now, there's been many complaints and talks they're needing to upgrade the ground, but you can see why they've not had much money to spend in the transfer market. Sort of decisions they've made on and off the pitch, and it's a disappointing day. And then we'll have a press conference with the manager shortly of Close City to sort of explain what went wrong there, why their team was caught with their pants down. It's difficult. So Flower Power in the 7 goals. I mean, we're nearing the end of the league. I think the football starts at 7:45. So I'm well in timing, to be honest, isn't it? One more game and I've completed the league, and I can leave. And 34 goals, only 3 against, 21 points, top of the league, 7 out of 7. 5-3 there. Big Bad versus the Sweets, a big scoring game there. Delicatessen's Bad Spell, I think Bad Spelling's certainly favourites here to win. 2-0. And here we go. Oh, it's all over. There's no need to play another game. I've gone and done it. I've completed the game. Shout out to John Hare. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there because football's on soon. I'm going to get myself downstairs and get myself something to eat. I'm going to attempt that stew Cambridge. So that's it for now. Thank you for everyone for coming along, commenting and all the rest of it, and hopefully I'll load some more videos soon. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening.